I, like many others, have been waiting for Nintendo to give Animal Crossing an update for, well, a while now. And I think it's time to fuel the love that I have for the game by creating myself my very own Gyroid, but with a twist. So recently I've become a big lover of gardening and having plants in my room, because recently I just bought some baby plants from the garden centre and they don't have a home. And since the weather here in the UK has been surprisingly decent and we can actually see the sun, I figured what a better way to enjoy the weather than do a DIY project which combines my love for gardening and games. Because let's be honest, finding affordable yet unique gaming decor that kind of embodies the whole Animal Crossing charm can be a real challenge. I've scoured thrift stores, browsed online marketplaces, but nothing seems to quite capture the essence of the game quite like 3D printers. I just don't think that 3D printing using plastic really embodies the natural feel that Animal Crossing gives. And yet, whilst it would be so much easier just to buy one online that has already been 3D printed or made, I thankfully have some spare air drying clay from a previous project that I just didn't do. So that's why I've decided to take matters into my own hands and create my own. Because let's be honest, I have ADHD, I'm an artist with spare stuff. If I've got 5 minutes spare, I'm gonna make something. So the plan is very simple. Get a standard plant pot from the store and use it as a base to wrap the clay around, so when I water the plants in the future, it doesn't affect the clay and ruin my project over time. Once the base clay is dry, I will try out my engraver for the first time ever and see if I can use that to add the final details alongside spray painting it. Sounds easy enough, so let's get into it. To start, I've gathered all the materials that I need for this project. Air dry clay, a flower pot, some plants, and also this engraver, which I'm unsure how to effectively use it, so it might not even be that good, but we'll see. The first step is to shape the clay into a distinctive gyroid shape, which I've done using a combination of I don't know what I'm doing and also winging it. So once this is all rolled out, I can start by assembling the pot by attaching it to the base. And this is where things get a little bit tricky. I wasn't aware that the clay wouldn't stick to the pot. So what I've done instead of putting it on the outside, I'm putting it on the inside. That way the outside will be nice and smooth and the inside won't. But no one's going to look on the inside anyway because it's going to be filled with soil. As I work on the pot, I'm constantly thinking about the little details that will truly make this special. Should I add some little rivets to give it a more mechanical feel? Or perhaps some delicate swirling patterns to evoke the sense of nostalgia? The more I work on this pot, the more ideas I get. And thankfully I've got enough air drying clay here to possibly make more in the future. But for now I just want to stick with this and see how it goes. Since gyroids come in all shapes and sizes, I can really let myself be creative with this and add my own flair to these. So what I want to do with this is I don't want to make it overly smooth, as to be honest, you do dig these up from the ground. So in my mind, it wouldn't be smooth anyway. It would have the natural engravings from the ground, like dirt and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And in order to do that, I need to go outside. My plan is I need sand. So I go to my local nature garden and I grab some from there. Why sand, you might ask? Well, it will give that nice natural texture to the pot. And yes, I could buy texture spray paint, but why would I need to when sand is free? At the moment I feel like Captain Jack Sparrow, who has a jar of dirt, but instead is a jar of sand. So once I'm back with my jar of sand, I then mix it with PVA glue and make a sort of sand texture gluey mess. I know that once this will dry, it will just be the sand that gives the texture, so it will all work out. I add my gloopy mess to the pot, and I just kind of be creative with where I put it, not really having any plan, but just seeing what looks best. Once that's all done and dusted, I then go outside and spray paint it. I was just going to spray paint it brown, like a natural colour, but I found this really nice metallic gold spray paint in the shed, so I'm just going to use that instead. This can be the rare gyroid of Animal Crossing. And now, the moment of truth. I really love how this has turned out, now that it's got its own plant in there. I think the colours are bright, it's playful, and it's small enough that I can put it on the shelf and it not be, too heavy or, too much in the way. With the holes in the bottom as well, it's easy to drain, so I don't need to worry about the roots rotting or anything like that as well. I think it's not the best. I know it's not the best before anyone says I could have done better. But it's a fun little DIY project. It doesn't need to be perfect, and I like it. Looking back on this project, I've reminded myself how fun DIY projects are. There's something really satisfying about having an idea and then turning it into something physical, even if it's not your best work. But then again, my art I create on a tablet. It's not something physical, and I just think sometimes I need to take a break. I need to create stuff a bit more unique. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this journey with me. I'd love to hear what you think about the pot or any DIY projects you guys have. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.